Greetings everyone, we are group 2, want to present our presentations with the topic of presentation is plant disease epidemiology. But before we get into the first explanations, let me introduce the members of the group. Devris Yosafat Felix Tampu Bolon, Dharma SM Marbun, Nabila Maharani, Elia Kristanto, Muhammad Faiz Almadani, Daratul Fadilah, Muhammad Irsyad, and the last is Andika Putra Wijaya with the number of student ID number of each person is next to each name. So the first explanations will be read by Andika Putra. For Andika Putra, you may start reading.
Okay, first I will explain the definition of epidemiology. Epidemiology means the study of epidemics and of the factors that influence them is called epidemiology. Epidemiology deals with the interaction of host, pathogen, and environmental factor that leads to an epidemic disease. Plant disease epidemiology means the study of disease that develop in large population of plants or the study of disease that may develop into epidemic. Okay, these are the factors affecting the development of disease epidemic. First, we have host plant. Second, there are pathogens. Third, there are environment. Fourth, human activity, and the last is time factor.
First, host plant, level of genetic resistance or susceptibility of the host, hair resistant, moderately resistant, susceptible, degree of genetic uniform of the host plant, type of crop, annual, perennial, age of host plant change in their reaction to the disease with age. The chain of resistance with age is known as autogenic resistance. Second, pathogen, level of virulence, quantity of inoculum near host, type of reproduction of the pathogen, sexual, asexual, ecology of the pathogen, ectoparasite, endoparasite, mode of spread of pathogen, active, passive dispersal.
Did you know? Large field of lettuce had killed by infection with airborne ascospores of the same fungus. Third, environmental factors that affect the epidemiology of plants, among others, humidity, temperature, monitoring environmental elements.
For human activity, many human activities have direct or indirect effects on the epidemiology of plant disease, such as land selection and preparation, cultivation methods, and disease control measures. The effects can increase or decrease the frequency and rates epidemiology. Five, time factor, season of the year, duration and frequency of favorable time and range, appearance of factor, etc.
This is schematic diagram of the interrelationship of the factor involved in plant disease epidemic. How pathogens are spread and type of pathogen. Pathogens have two types of spread, namely active spread and passive spread. Active dispersal is self-defense such as nematodes, zoospore, and motile bacteria. Active deployment has two ways like mechanical stress of the pathogen against the host tissue is a dispersal technique used by some fungi, nematodes, higher plant parasites. Pathogenic chemical weapons are techniques where pathogens produce enzyme, growth regulators, and toxins that can destroy the component the host cells.
passive spread that play a role in causing disease is through the water, wind, animal, and human. These three types of inoculum are able to move in relatively short distance, maybe just a few millimeter or centimeter, by using one's own strength so that it is less effective in terms of disease development. In order to enter the plant tissues, the pathogen must be able to penetrate the next cell wall, converting plant substance into forms that are easily absorbed by pathogen.
Irish potato famine of 1845 to 1846 was caused by potato-like epidemic of potato. The two pictures above are the example of epidemiology of plant disease. The Bengal famine of 1943 was caused by bipolar oryzae or Helminthosporium oryzae, brown spot epidemic of rice. Two pictures above are the example of epidemiology of plant disease. Thanks.
That's all about our presentations. If you have any questions or something to add to our presentations, type it in column discussion column on Spada Wimaya. For the last, for your attentions, we say thanks.